our members of parliament, our representatives, they are just sick, they are deaf when the Kenyans cannot breathe due to these wrong microfinances. They are just beneficiaries, and even our judiciary is silent. They cannot interpret the law to the exactness and bring this microfinance. They call them for what they are. They are criminals. They are gangsters, daytime robbers without violence. It's something that we need, and that is where in Kenya there is a rise of auctioneer firms, and they are making a lot of money because of the thriving microfinance business, which is operating on illegal principles, illegal laws. Even it is not laws, illegal kind of, I don't know, irregularities that have been allowed by the system, by the weird system that we have. What can we do as Kenyans? There's something we call the power of knowledge and creating awareness. Kenyans need to rise and create awareness about what is happening. Personally, I have worked in microfinances. I witness and I speak what I know. And I take this opportunity to apologize and seek God's forgiveness for those people whom I offended under the influence of such ill-motivated lending institutions. Yes, I found myself picking those vehicles, repossessing those vehicles without following the law, using police officers, using DCI officers, getting people's vehicles by force. And you see this client has paid even 3 times what he was given, and you are going for the vehicle. But because you are blinded by the monthly salary, you still enforce such policies. This is like, I feel like I turned from, like Saul turned into Paul, because Saul was killing the Christians, but he became one of the Christians. So apologies, heartfelt apologies to all those might have at one point closed. We have come close to, I have close to your ways, I have repossessed your vehicles, I have sold your vehicles. It is accursed money and blood money. And by this one, I want to really seek your forgiveness, and may God also forgive me, may be washed of anything that has been following my life due to my actions. As I take this opportunity to disassociate completely and also to bring to light the evils that I witnessed. The staff, the employees, they are insulted like children. Even your mother cannot insult you that way. They are mistreated, mishandled, because we have made demigods using our man. We cultivate their land, we plant, we water, and they eat. This is what Kenyans need to be protected from. The Banking Act, Cap 488, Section 44A of the Central Bank is empowered to regulate the maximum interest that can be charged on a loan or a credit facility. The Central Bank of Kenya has from time to time issued guidelines of the maximum interest rates that banks can charge on loans. This provision indirectly applies the principle of Duplum rule by limiting the amount of interest that can be charged on a loan. Consumer Protection Act of 2012, it provides the protection of the consumer and the fair trade practices. Under Section 54 of the Act, court may set aside a credit agreement, declaration, a provision thereof if the court finds it to be unjust. In determining whether a credit agreement is unjust, the court may consider whether the cost of credit is excessive. This provision indirectly, no, not this one. This provision indirectly applies the principles of Duplum because there is what we call total credit cost. And that's where we talked of if you borrowed X and paying, you shouldn't pay beyond 2X. Which other act? Microfinance Act of 2006. The Microfinance of it regulates establishment, licensing, and operation of microfinance institutions. Under Section 34 of the Act, the Central Bank may prescribe the maximum interest rate that microfinance institution can charge on loans. This provision indirectly applies the Duplum rule. Then we have the Insolvency Act of 2015. It provides the consolidation of the laws relating to insolvency. Under Section 225 of the Act, a creditor's claim of interest is limited to the period before the commencement of insolvency proceedings. This provision also applies the Duplum rule. So this brings the enlightenment to the general public about the application of the Duplum rule across all the credit institutions, whether microfinance, whether bank, whether SACCO, even from individual borrowing. That is a rule that should not be breached. And let me just refer to the rule again. The rule provides that when interest is payable on a debt, the amount of interest cannot exceed the principal amount of the debt. This means that if a debtor defaults on a loan, the amount of interest that can be charged on the loan cannot exceed the principal amount of the loan. See which other we can quote. That is general application of the Duplum rule. Checking if you borrowed X, have you paid up to 2X? If you pay anything more than that, it can be enforced by the law that you can be refunded, you can be given back. We have examples of the people who have gone to Competition Authority of Kenya, people who have gone to Consumer Protection, and they have been ordered to be refunded an amount. And in this case, we refer to the original principal amount, not the amount that will structure, because this is where the con microfinances hide. They pretend to be helping you, but in short, they are just duping you into an agreement. An agreement that we have said it will be termed as spoiled because it is outside the public policy. So that is all from me. God bless you.